Yeah, those look like iron rails. Look at that. Trying to get a close-up of them there. There's no iron rails at the mouth of the mine outside. This was a kind of a dicey mine, as much collapse as I've been seeing here. Even on the inside as you go in. We'll have to see how this looks when I get it on the computer to edit it. It's interesting. We came straight into the mine, you could already see the back wall of the mine. And if you look on the left side, there's a lot of coloring there. It looks reddish more than orange, doesn't it? So, I don't know what that's a sign of. Yeah. Iron is usually
it's
orange.
Almost like the walls of one of the coal town mines. Yeah, that orange.
And dead center off to the right there looks like where they were chipping it tall. The floor of the mine, it looks like there's nuts or something laying there. See all those brown things? Tan? It just looks like they dug a little bit off to the left. See how it's going up?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think there's room over there. And they used multiple beams on the side walls as they went back and put horizontal rafters for support of the ceiling. And you see right up front at the bottom of the picture, there's those horizontal boards I was talking about. Maybe those were used for rafters or something else. I can't tell. From the way this faces, definitely they curve back on around to the right. It looks like a fairly stable mine after all these years, especially with all that rafter support in there. There you can see the reflection of the post on the side in the water there. Be interesting to know how far around to the right that goes. I will tell you, this opening is wide enough for a person to wiggle their way down, and once they get in there, it's wide open. The color of the floor in there, if you look off to the far, well, on either side near the bottom of that coal seam, you'll see how it looks red or orangish. That's either sulfur or iron causing that. And the floor has tinges of iron in it when you look at it, at least with the naked eye. Just up front there. Now, right there's one of the iron railroad tracks that they ran the coal carts in and out of the mine. It's stuck there. I think when they logged here recently, that dozer hit it and bent it a different way. But it's buried up underneath here where this big mine was. Okay, this is mine number 8 at the old Guardian Coal Company operation. There's a big slate fall right in the center there. There's a little bit of water, not as much as the other one. As best I could tell from looking at it right now, it's straight back. You can actually see the back wall. The only thing I don't know is it does look like it goes wide over towards the left right now. I don't see a single post in this mine. Post in the mine yesterday, but way off on the left wall there's a remnant of a post sticking up. And right there, if you follow that left wall, you'll see there's a chamber that goes off to the left there. I think that room over there connects into the other mine. This is mine 8. I think it connects into 7 because in number 7, there was a room that went off to the right. I did check the camera in between filmings of sliding this camera in and out of the mine. That is a pretty big collapse on the left side there. So you see that collapse right up at the front near the bottom of the screen that's poured into the mine there. Yeah, the signal's holding, so it's an interesting mine. It does look like there's potentially, a chamber over there off to the right. You see the coal seam there. And potentially a chamber over there. Let me zoom out just a little. I'm saying over there where that wall ends, it looks like there's an opening there. It looks like they left a center seam of coal and rock right in the center for support. So it does look like there's a chamber off to the left and that chamber over there to the right. Unfortunate that that collapses right up at the front there. The light catches that as opposed to reflecting off the back. And if you look back there, it looks like to the right and the left there are chambers there, because it looks like in the dead center of this initial chamber going straight back from the entrance that they left a seam of coal and rock for support. That right there is the ceiling. Okay, right there is the ceiling. That's looking slightly off to the left there. Low seam of coal. As I walk up to this opening, hopefully it's not real dry where there's a bear in here. We don't want to surprise that. Sure looks like something's been there. Alright, that's it. That looks pretty dark in there. I have to get the light on. Be right back. So we got the light on here so you can see better. Well, that goes back pretty far. No, I see way back in there, in the center of the picture there, where it goes down under this rock ledge. That's where the ceiling would be. In fact, oh yeah. I don't know if you can see down in there or not. It goes way back there. Oh yeah, look how big this mine is. Definite mine opening right there. Now I have my camera on a 12-foot device, just lowering it down in there to see if there's anything in there. I can't really see it. Before we go back in yet one more time, I could get a good, nice view on the right side here, past the collapse in the center, in that dark area there. We'll go back down there in a second with this device. If you noticed the coal that was off to the left there, it's called cannel coal, C-A-N-A-L, I believe. And it's a bituminous type of coal that's you can light with a match and it got the nickname candlestick coal, or candle coal, because of how easy it lights. It's highly sought after bituminous coal. Now, hopefully that's going to give some idea of what this ventilation shaft was like. They did dig the coal out, no question. Back on that left side there, hopefully you can see the seam of coal. You can just about see the left wall over there. And the ceiling. That's a dry mine, and that's why an animal's been in here. Because if it was wet on the floor, you likely wouldn't find a bear or other animal. I don't know what that was, a little flying there. A moth on the inside of that mine. There's another moth. Okay, we're at the top of the hill. If you came up Potts Run from Long Run, that's where this mine is at. It's got a wide opening. You could walk in, or not walk in, but crawl in it if you wanted to. Right up at the front on the bottom there, you'll see a lot of collapse. If you look back about 20 feet, there's a couple wooden posts in there they had for support on the ceiling. It's deep. My light shines back 50 feet, and it looks like it's at least that deep. But I can't imagine the amount of digging they've done here to get to this. You'd think this would be deeper. Yeah, to me it looks like in the center of the mine, they left what I call a support column of like coal and shale. There's a room this way, and then there's a room straight back. The problem with this room over here is there's 3 feet of the ceiling collapsed onto the floor, so now there's only like maybe a 1.5 foot gap to look over there. But I could see another, like I'll call it a room or a chamber. It is wet in here. It could be a chamber off to that pillar of coal right there in the center. Looks like there might be an opening over there. The roof actually looks fairly stable. Hard to say how far back that goes. Way back in there. May be able to enhance it on the computer. Wide open mine after all these years. Looks like it's about 4 feet high. Yeah, it's starting to look sketchy here. Oh, it just, you know, the map shows it's a very deep mine. It's hard to say how far back that goes. The old map, which I'll attach, it's not a good map, shows it's a pretty significant mine. See those posts over there? It's so dark, you'd have to really get under here. There was an opening right there. And the reason I say that, you'll see those posts up against the wall. Let me dim my light here. Do you see how those rocks are lit up? There's an opening on around the facing there. The rock's right in the center of the picture. The light is shining up. It's a small opening, obviously. See, we're starting to fracture there. That's why there's all this rock collapse at the front here. And again, right over there is where the light is shining through. Let me just show you right up front here, all this collapse. Oh, there's a chamber goes that way too. Right above that rock there. Right there is a chamber. Goes on around. About the center, if you look at the center of the video, do you see those little things hanging down from the ceiling? They're little gray bunches, not the roots hanging down. I'll put an arrow to where these are at right now. I think those are bats that had what's called the white nose syndrome. They got in there and got that and died. That cocoon forms around them. Then this mine kind of, well, for the most part it was sealed. The bats could easily still get in and out of this and other small animals. Yep, pretty sure those are bats right there. Looks like there's another one a little bit closer up here off to the right. If you see that one. So that's the only thing unique about this mine is some bats got in it and died.